video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network Video Game Show, episode number 24 for Friday, February 9th, 2007. I'm Chad, and this week when I say your name, tell me your favorite video game character. Bob?
Mr. Grimm from Twisted Metal, the original.
Keith?
Zhao Tai from Dynasty Warriors.
And sitting in with us this week is Doc, or Rainmaker on the forums.
I'm going to go with Miss Pac-Man.
I'm sorry, that's laughable.
And, oh god, I forgot mine.
Sweet.
Oh, yes! Martial Law from Tekken.
That's a good choice.
Well, no, I chose him because he was the only one I could actually pull off his super move. I took down May 12-year-olds in arcades with that move.
Suck it, 12-year-old.
Made them cry and walk away with their heads in shame.
That's right.
We tear down
next?
here at the GamerCast Network.
This week in GamerCast Network Community News, check out Gamertag Radio episode number 85, where Godfrey and the crew are at the Super Bowl in Miami, Florida. Godfrey interviews Johnny Damon and Snoop Dogg, who are there playing Madden 07 for charity on the Xbox 360. And also, Godfrey talks to Martin Brown from Team 17 about the upcoming Xbox Live Arcade game Worms. And also, check out Uncle Gamer episode number 18, where Vicious brings you coverage from the Crackdown Community Day event. And they talk to Jeff Keighley from Spike TV's Gamehead. Also, a quick reminder about the GamerCast Network video game show Dig giveaway. We are giving away 2 copies of EA's NBA Street Home Court for the Xbox 360. To win, Dig the GamerCast Network video game show at dig.com. A link can be found on our homepage. Be sure to include in your profile a way for us to contact you, either via email or AIM, Yahoo, MSN, ICQ, or Gtalk. We will randomly pick 2 winners on February 23rd, so please make sure all of your entries are by midnight, February 22nd. And also while you're there, please consider digging our affiliates, Gamertag Radio and Uncle Gamer Radio.
Next topic.
We have housekeeping because I got lots and lots of email, forum posts, and 1 voicemail message about something Keith said last week.
Yes, I can adjust the volume on my remote. Thank you.
Well, he used to be able to before he got peanut butter on it. So, technically, Keith can't adjust the volume on his remote, so last week's episode is still fine. Thank you.
I can now play with my Wii in the dark.
I also want to follow up your Wii talking, because me and Tom played the Wii.
I mean, this kind of Wii talking, lad.
Yes, that kind of Wii talking. Because me and Tom had a friend of ours bought a Wii.
There's
and
quite a slave market for them these days.
we flailed our arms. Tom almost hit me many times.
Does it make you
Came home
tired? Do you
without-
get tired? Because I'm afraid I'm going to get tired if I start playing that.
Certain things you can actually...
I don't need athleticism from a video game. Thank you very much.
Brian and I were playing some multiplayer game on Rayman. You just had to keep moving your arms faster and faster in a certain rhythm until the other person messed up. So Brian and I were sitting there for 2.5 minutes, shaking our arms violently as all hell, and we're both like, my arms are getting tired.
That's like the punch each other in the fists game.
Oh, we haven't done that in a while. Brian and I would just, for no apparent reason, just start punching each other in the fists, like the Dragon Ball Z training, and we would just start doing that, and we would do it hard, and it would hurt so bad, but it was like, you couldn't be the first one to quit.
Yeah, with the Wii Sports, the boxing was the only one that actually seemed to have a lot of motion, and that might have just been because we weren't used to playing. This was the first time either of us tried it, so we were just going nuts.
That I've actually heard, and then
Yeah.
once you figure out how to play, you're barely moving your hands because all you have to do is flick your wrist a little bit.
That's because when we actually tried baseball, and I was just flicking my wrist in short, sporadic movements.
With your Wii.
With my Wii.
With emphasis on short.
With their Wiimote, where people in the room watching.
Next topic.
There were rumors of a proposed plan where Microsoft would get sponsors to have prizes for people who reach certain achievements in games, and it looks like this is a real plan, because Microsoft is teaming up with Old Spice.
Oh, God.
The scent of a real gamer. Real gamers endure Old Spice.
I don't want
If
the
you
scent
lo-
of a real gamer.
If you're going to launch something, have a prize that's not smelly.
If you've ever been to a game con, you know that something like Old Spice would be totally necessary for a room full of gamers. So,
Unfortunately, none of the prize packs actually includes Old Spice.
oh, that's less funny.
So here's how it's going to work. Between February 12th and April 12th, you must increase your gamer score by 1,500 points.
I don't think I have that many games.
Well, that's why it's a contest. That's why it's the thing you have to work at.
Honestly, you know what everyone's going to do? They're just going to rent like 20 games and get all the quick, you can get like 200 or 300 points in like the first hour of play.
Ooh.
Right, but if you
My
rent that
gamer
many
score is
games,
really
you're going to
pathetic
spend
then.
more than you would for the Microsoft points to buy whatever the prize is.
But people will do that. That's the thing.
Well, here are the actual prizes. The prize you are eligible for depends on your gamer score going into the contest. So the level 1 prizes, that's if you have between 0 and 5,000 gamer score points to begin with. You win a gaming pick, which is one of those downloadable free 100-point things.
Wow.
A dashboard theme, and Contra for Xbox Live Arcade.
So nothing.
Probably like 400 or 500 points worth of stuff, maybe. Now, level 2, tier 2, that's just between 5,000 and 10,000 gamer score points going in. These are you get the level 1 prizes, plus 100 Microsoft points and a t-shirt. And then level 3 is if you have 10,000 or more gamer score points, you get all the first level crap. 200 MS points, a t-shirt, and Fusion Frenzy 2, a game for the Xbox 360.
Which means get your gamer score up now, kids, while you still can.
Well, you got to get your gamer score up to at least 10,000 by February 12th.
So you have to increase it by 10,000, or you have to reach the 10,000 point mark?
If you want
Come on.
to...
3 days, we may even get a video game-related death. You guys can do it.
If you want to be considered for level 3, you have to have 10,000 points by the 12th.
Who needs to eat? Level 3, baby. Here we come. All right.
Next topic.
So we got a film producer here named Dez. And Dez is an enthusiastic gamer and a World of Warcraft addict.
So he doesn't direct much then, huh?
Well, hang on. He's been kicking around the idea of creating a series of movie based on the World of Warcraft for a couple of years now.
But he can't just work up the motivation to get things done.
Now, I should tell you that Dez is a film producer in the porn industry.
Oh, here it comes.
He's an actor in 600 movies and a producer of 60.
600.
So he's made 6 episodes, each of which 19 to 30 minutes in length, of best described as a role-playing World of Warcraft takeoff porn film.
Sweet.
There is the porn, and there also is some actual story.
Tell me it's Horde. Please say it's Horde. That would be funny.
The thing is, he knew there'd be a market for this, because people play these games and see these sexy elves, but they don't ever get to see the elves have sex. A lot of people try to roleplay in the game, but I decided to bring it out into the real world and do it right.
Right on, brother.
Do it right. I hate people.
Ow. I
Rogues
guarantee
do episode 1. Rogues do it from behind. That's. There's a bear. Episode 4, Manhunt. It's just like some chick and then a grizzly bear. Oh no! There's an elf and she's painted completely green.
that's a troll.
It changes the whole meaning of a 50-man raid, huh?
Well, one other thing here is, though, Dez is looking to actually do this for more than just World of Warcraft. He wants to expand this into the world of first-person shooters and Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike.
Yes, Counter-Strike.
It's just gonna look like 2 armored bodies gyrating.
Next topic.
A Milwaukee TV station had a report on what they're calling Nintendo's new hot handheld system, Nintendo DS.
New? I was gonna say. Okay.
And they just discovered the PictoChat software. And they wanted to warn parents molesters could target their children by using the PictoChat software to send instant messages without going over the internet.
It wouldn't be hard to find them. They'd be close by, wouldn't they?
Yeah, it would be the guy standing behind you
Right
with the van
next to
door
you.
open.
I was gonna say. Would it be like,
Look behind you! Boom, boom, in the van. Go, go, go!
Well, their big discovery was that apparently in the manual for PictoChat it says you can only work up to 65 feet, yet it's possible it can send up to 300 feet. Dun, dun, dun.
if there was a molester within 300 feet of your children and your child happens to be using a
The
DS.
exact same game.
The exact same
No, the
game.
PictoChat is universal. You don't even need a game for the PictoChat. We don't want to get anything wrong here, because then we'll get 50 million correction emails. You have to log in at PictoChat, and it's like a little room, and you can draw pictures of penises.
How lame is that? You're going to get online and chat with someone 65 feet away.
You don't go online. That's the thing.
Still, dude. What the hell's the point of
Yeah, it's like-
65 feet
That's
away?
so little kids can talk
Did
to
you
each
get
other.
that, chat? Okay, I'm gonna reply now.
Dude, check this one out.
This scrotum's hairier. Anytime any system allows you to take a picture or draw your own picture, the first thing people do is start drawing.
It's a scientific.
It is a scientifically proven fact that the first thing you will ever draw on a device that allows you to draw anything you want is a
And what is the hacker's weapon of choice?
the flying penis.
The flying penis.
That's why I'm a full proponent of never allowing users to draw their own content in games.
I mean, they had UT skins, whereas it was a UT skin of a giant penis.
And you're like, I don't want to play this match anymore. I don't care how much I'm getting owned.
Next topic.
Okay, so Sony's Phil Harrison is at the DICE conference this week. He was asking questions about the Sony PlayStation 3. And the question he was asked was, the price of the PS3 is $500 or $600. What kind of games do you have that will convince gamers to buy at that price point? His answer? Plenty. Well, the thing is, he touted a game here called SingStar. Has anyone ever played SingStar?
Excuse me? It's not Resistance Fall of Man. I'm pretty sure that's the only game they have.
This is apparently a game where you have vocal microphones and can sing. You have to it's karaoke.
Oh, God. It's
A bunch of Asians screaming into a piece of plastic. Great.
This is a game that's already been out for a while, though, for the PS2. Now they're making a version for the PS3. And they're going to connect the PS3 version with the online services. So you can have your little USB camera capturing your performance and upload it to your My SingStar page.
great singing
Oh
penises.
my God.
Dear God.
That's what I want to see.
That was the game he touted. Why you should spend $500 to $600 so you can see.
Wow. I'm glad they got all that massive hardware in there for all that performance and the 50% of it you're never going to use. And that's why, because you're playing
Because
SingStar.
no other system could possibly do a game like SingStar. That's next gen, baby. Oh wait, they already have it on the PS2. I'm sorry.
I can't think of anything funny.
There's nothing.
There's nothing funny.
There's
about
nothing
that.
funny. It just hurts to hear.
It just seems like Sony is just really like standing around hoping something really good is going to happen.
No. It already has. In their world, it has. It is the epitome of
They're
gaming,
completely
and
baffled
they're-
why we haven't. Why we're not all buying these things. They're sitting there going, "What the hell's happening? What's going on?"
I was at EB the other day, and I was picking up Battlestations Midway, and the guy was saying, if you'd like to order a PS3, I could probably get one for you pretty quick. I was like, no thanks. I'm not ready to get one yet. And he goes, okay, well, I actually have some right here.
By pretty quick, I mean I could hand it to you. We need room for the Wii shipment. Please get these out of the way.
Speaking of Wii shipments, Brian finally got some extra controllers. The GameStop that was the one that he found them at only got 2 controllers for their ship. That was their shipment, was 2 controllers.
Big giant truck bringing it with a little tiny box in the back.
I want to see it coming in on like a pallet and a forklift.
Where do you want to put it? I don't know.
Set it on top of these PS3s. It ain't going anywhere.
Next topic.
Everybody remember the game Manhunt?
Yes, very good game. I still own it.
Yes, that was fun.
So for the listeners, this was from Rockstar Studios. This was basically a video fetish kind of game where there were stealthy, sadistic death sequences like decapitations.
Choking the guy egg and then knocking his ass unconscious. We had
Wrapping
fun
a
with that one.
plastic bag over his head and punching him in the face repeatedly.
Or getting the guy in the throat with the bad end of the crowbar.
Yeah.
This game was made illegal in Germany, banned in Australia. It was the first game in Ontario classified as a film and restricted to adults only. Linked to murders in England. All kinds of fun stuff. It's so fun, they're bringing out a sequel.
Hell yes.
Sweet. That game was awesome.
So, it's coming out for the PlayStation 2, the PSP, and the Nintendo Wii.
No. Dude, now I have to buy one. That's freaking hysterical. Nice family system.
Well, Rockstar was questioning, like, okay, why the Wii? Their response was, just as with movies, televisions, and books, different video games appeal to and are appropriate for different audiences.
Yeah, this one's for psychopathic
That's
audiences.
sweet. That game was awesome.
They're urging parents who think this is inappropriate for their children to actually take part in and use the pin parental control features for the Wii. I guess you can lock the system from playing certain games.
I'm not putting a lock on my Wii.
Wow, that would hurt.
Little Wii chastity belt.
I can't even imagine what the hell they're going to have to do, man. You probably, since you got all the range of motion and everything, you're probably like, okay, now pick up the bag, wrap it around his face in a swirling motion.
You have to choke yourself with it.
Exactly. Yeah, choke yourself with the nunchuck controller. You win! Hello?
Hey, Bob, I need you to come over. I need a stunt double for this. Dude, I'm never playing with you again, ever.
Now put this bag over your head.
It's the new Wii Mote. It's a
shopping bag attached to a nunchuck controller. Crinkle, 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 crinkle. Good times, good
I
times.
look forward to that game.
Next topic.
Hey, have any of you guys played Battlestations Midway yet on the 360? If you get a chance, grab the demo off of Marketplace. It is definitely worth it. Although, so I will say that the graphics probably only get like a 7, and it's also not the easiest thing to pick up. It's not very intuitive. It's like a port from the PC. But once you get into the gameplay part of this, it is just ridiculously addictive. Imagine it's like the best part of like Axis and Allies and Blazing Angels. Plus, you also drive the ships, submarines. All
Have you
this
ever
stuff.
played Battlefield 2 or those kind of games for the PC?
Yeah, I have Battlefield 2.
So basically, like the vehicle action stuff in those games.
Right, yeah, exactly. But at the same time, there's a map screen as well that you're kind of looking at things top down, and then you just pick any unit and just jump right into it. It's the multiplayer is where it shines. I mean, the single players is it's all right, but when you get into these multiplayer matches, I mean, some of them go on for hours.
So it's
sinking
kind
boats
of.
and
Do
stuff.
they have like commanders and stuff that kind of tell you where to go, and then you'll just jump into the ship and try to win the little skirmish that they sent you to, and that kind of deal? Or
No, you're completely in control. So when you start, if you and I were playing against each other, I would have my 2 airfields and my 2 shipyards, and I could pick what kind of boats and what kind of planes I wanted to send up, tell them on the map where to go, and then I'd say, okay, something's getting hairy over there, so I'm going to jump into that plane and try to drop a torpedo into the water and take out your aircraft carrier or whatever. So I think that, but maybe by scaling the graphics down, they let more stuff happen. You know what I mean?
Do the non-controlled units have some sort of intelligence that lets them go off and fight certain things, or can you tell
Very
them?
impressive, yeah. You tell them to go fight, and they'll go do it. And I think the best part about the whole game is the submarine stuff. I don't know. It's a rush when you sit there and you wait 25, 30 minutes for just the right opportunity, and then you just take down a whole bunch of ships at once. It's pretty sweet.
Wow, waiting 25, 30 minutes in a sub.
No, but okay, yes, that.
but
yeah,
when you say it out loud,
agreed. That part sucks, but you set your subs up, and then you go fly your plane, then you go do your other stuff, and you can come back to it.
Oh,
and,
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So just
Yeah.
that sub is
you're not
kinda
just
hanging
sitting
out.
in your sub.
The demo alone, I played it for 100 hours. The demo is so.
Wow, that's a poorly planned demo right there.
Yeah.
Wow, this demo is awesome. I don't even need the real game. Wait,
It's like
God
Axis
damn
and
it.
Allies. You have a board.
In the demo, you had 13 different vehicles, but there's literally 100 different types of drivable vehicles in this game. I mean,
Wow.
all kinds of extra stuff you get, and the maps are really, really sweet.
Next topic.
Let's talk about some Sony marketing for the PlayStation 3 in England. So we know that March 23rd is the big day over in the UK for the PS3.
Big is a relative word.
Yay.
Is this the thing where they were going to make you get a PSP if you wanted to get a PS3?
No, actually, we have some housekeeping to that. Retailer that was doing that stopped that program because of the consumer backlash. No, this right here is talking about how Sony is trying to take some new tactics for marketing the Sony PlayStation in England.
They made games for it?
Hold on. I don't understand something. They're going to sell out. Whatever they have available, they're going to sell out in England. Why do you even have to advertise anything at first?
I don't get anything
Because-
Sony does, so why try to understand this?
They're gonna sell out because they're only making 5. Dude, we sold out within the first 10 minutes. All right.
Try and understand this one, though. They're going to sponsor a production of Puccini's La Boheme, which is a opera.
Excuse me?
Well, because the only people that can afford the thing are the people that go to the
No
opera.
kidding.
Part of the sponsorship deal is that in the theater, in the foyer, they're going to have kiosks set up so the attendees can play the PlayStation 3.
Dear me, sir, I believe you are just owned. Righto.
I believe you mean pwned. My level
Dragon
3
Riders of Prawn, WTF.
Oh, rich people are funny. Of course, I don't know why we assume only the rich can go to operas, but hey, we're going to keep running with that.
Well, I mean, first of all, monocles are extremely expensive.
Monocles and top hats just because of their rarity.
Dude, I would like a top hat.
That's what you need to do for work, Keith. Come, in a tuxedo with a top hat, cane, and monocle every day. Jolly good morning, gentlemen! Let's hit the books, then!
Anybody bring something to your attention, you always go, yes.
Harumph, harumph, harumph.
Looks like you made a big mistake on this report. Yes.
I like it. That works.
Keith, you were late again this morning. Yes.
Just walk right by.
Be better if I could get a whole group of people to do it. Like, get 5 of us to do it. Then we can all stand together at every problem and go, yes.
Next topic.
Coinciding with the release of a couple new Scion models, Toyota is releasing 2 versions of their Scion to sell in Second Life for $300 Linden dollars or $1 in Second Life. So you can go to the Scion Island and buy your Scion to drive around.
I guess Toyota couldn't sell the Scion in real life, so they decided, well then,
Dude,
maybe we've charged $1.
Oh, sorry, them things are freaking hideous.
It's like a bread box going down the road.
Exactly.
And you got some dude who's got it all pimped out. It's like, dude, you pimped out crap.
I got spinners, man. I'm my Scion.
In one of their statements, their goal here really is not to make money, but to promote their products in these games.
Because that's a sound business strategy.
Well, yes. Promote to the people who don't go out anywhere and just play Second Life.
Dude, if I ever leave my house, I'm going to get one of those cars, man.
Telling you, the day I finally leave.
If I ever get a girlfriend, I'm going to get one of those.
I'm so going to score.
Yeah.
My Scion.
Next topic.
In November of 2001, Nintendo had submitted a patent for a phone device that would be like an N-Gage kind of device, a gaming/mobile phone device. Well, last June, they were awarded the patent by the USPS. Whoever
Patent services,
patent
I guess,
services,
but
yes.
even though that's the United States Postal Service too, who knows?
It's like, hey, we got the patent. Yeah, well, it doesn't mean crap. It's from the post office.
We just like to do this every now and then. Thumbs up.
It doesn't really worth anything, but you can mail it for free.
Basically, it's just a phone which, if in case Nintendo ever wants to go back to doing it, they might do it.
Okay,
but
basically, I'm looking at the picture, and it's a regular. It looks like a really bad cell phone with the 4-way controller and an AB button.
What they do? They just took a singular phone and duct taped a DS to it. They're like, patent.
Patent. It's like playing dominoes. He slams it on the table. Patent.
Patent. Yeah.
But that's the thing. You don't have to do much for a patent. You just do that, pay the money, boom, you got your patent.
Remember when Microsoft like trumped Apple on the iPod and they patented their wheel before they could patent their wheel?
Yeah, I remember that.
I remember thinking, oh my god, some bunch of people just got fired at Apple. Man, we invented the best thing ever. Yeah. Hey, did you do the patent? No.
Oh, that was Rick's job. And like Rick's eating a sandwich.
I thought Mike was doing it. Mike's sick. Oh,
Mike's sick.
somebody get a patent. Get the post office on the phone quick.
Next topic.
The Everquest auction site run by Sony released their first year numbers. And in their first year of operations, the transactions totaled $1.87 million.
It's kind of low.
$1 million of selling absolutely nothing.
How much money does freaking eBay make off of?
You know, now that the virtual items are delisted, next year numbers.
I would expect a tenfold increase.
I don't understand why eBay does this unless they were going to get sued. They had to have been threatened.
That's
Our conspiracy theory was that maybe someone like Sony or Blizzard came up and said, hey, we'll sue you if you don't stop.
because these are technically our items and you don't have
Couldn't
the right
you
to
just
blah, blah,
like
blah.
pretty much just go around that and say, I will sell you a piece of paper with a code on it or something like that? It would be a physical item you'd mail to the person.
You wouldn't be buying crap on eBay if you had effort to to put into it because you just play the damn game.
That's true. Amount of effort you could just play the game and sell gold. You know
Pretty
what?
lame.
People have been doing that, like even with Diablo. I remember that you couldn't actually trade for anything because anything that was halfway decent, people sold on eBay.
I'll tell you what, dude. I mean, we all sold stuff
Yeah, I would.
If we had specific accounts we had set aside because stuff we'd find in the game we'd just throw on eBay, sell it for $1 or $2 each, and then once we sold like 20 things, be like, all right, well, I'm going to buy this sweet ass sword for $20 now, and it's like
that was how we traded.
That's how we traded. That is the only way you could trade because people
use the money as real money as virtual currency by selling your goods online.
The justification was you're not selling the item, you're selling the effort it took to get the item.
Next topic.
Mailbag!
From Nate Dogg in the forums. And he has a question for us. If you could resurrect or remake any video game on a next-gen console, what would it be?
Archon.
I remember that game. That was like the battle chess game.
Fun game. My dad and I mean, it was one of my first games that I played like the living crap out of.
You know what? There is going to be something new with Archon.
I would have to go with Baseball Stars.
I would have to say Kid Icarus for the original Nintendo, because that was like one game I always wanted to see more of.
Police Quest. That was fun.
All the
those were
Sierra
fun.
Adventure
King's Quest. Those things were fun. We used to make maps and like make a grid, and then you'd write what was in everything.
I liked them before they got the whole point-and-click interface, back when you could actually type in what you wanted to do.
When everything was typing,
Yeah.
Look at rock.
Pick up
a
glass. You don't see glass. No, dude, there's glass right there. Pick up the shard. You don't see a shard.
It was
Right,
like,
no, I broke the window. There's a glass shard right there, and I know you're going to have to reflect the laser beam coming up. Just pick up the glass shard. You can't seem to find that.
All right, along that same vein, what's the game that you played even though it annoyed the holy living out of you?
Ultima 4.
That's a good choice.
I played Ultima 4 so much that I actually had got a fever and couldn't think of anything but that, and ended up getting
God,
sick.
I hate that when you can't fall asleep. Oh, I can't hate.
Because you play the game so much.
Yeah.
I literally got sick from playing Ultima to the point where, but in my middle of my delirium, I figured out like the final riddle, and I sat right up in bed and went and solved it and finished it.
I can finally stop.
I'm like 8 years old, laughing like a maniac.
Jordan versus Bird. That old
That was a
basketball
good
game.
one. One-on-one is what it was
Yeah,
called.
one-on-one. I remember playing that, a ton of that, and I just remember yelling at the screen because it would beat me. I'm like, what the? Lots of yelling. Oh, God.
Mine would have to be Kaboom. Only because, and I love that game, but I used to hate it so much because, I would think I did so good, and then my dad would come in and just take the controller from me, beat my high score by a little bit, give me back the controller, and walk away laughing.
Oh, Xevious on the Atari 7800. It wasn't fun, but I kept playing it over and over again.
I totally forgot about arcade games.
Yeah.
I dumped money into. Oh,
yeah.
God.
Gorf. I played Gorf like crazy.
I'd say the game that got a lot of my money was that holographic cowboy game.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That game got a lot of my money.
Or that thing probably cost a lot of money to actually play.
That thing never got a lot of my money because I could never figure it out. It was one of those games like
Dragon's Lair.
Dragon's Lair, where it was just left button, right button, and I'd just be like, right button, left button, you lose! And I'd be like, this is gay, and I'm leaving.
This is going to sound very lame, but I actually played the hell out of those games. I dumped the most money into Dragon's Lair, Space Ace, Cliffy Cliffhanger.
Oh, Space Ace pissed me off. It's like you got to jump behind the rock, but not yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You jump behind the rock too soon, and you die.
But I mean, I think the all-time money taker for me had to be Super Mario Brothers, though, because when that came out, it was up at a 7-Eleven up by the front of the neighborhood, and all of us kids every kid in the neighborhood was robbing from their parents. We were looking in the couch. We were doing whatever we can to get quarters and go play that stupid-ass game.
I had
so much.
I had that with Gauntlet. I was never very good at it either, so I would just keep pouring money into it just so I could keep playing with everybody else.
Okay, so there you have it. Video Game Show episode number 24 for February 9th, 2007. Any ham sandwiches to throw out to the people out there in the good old world?
I'd like to give one to Doc for joining us this evening. It was entertaining.
Thank you very much. Well, I want to actually send one out to the entire GamerCast Network community for the big response to Victoria for Tori, because everybody sent in, I've totaled it up, and it's about $750 worth of cash, games, merchandise, and stuff, and really, really made a difference for her while she was fighting cancer and kind of cooped up for a while.
Well, how is she doing now?
Well, she passed day 100, which is like a big point to pass. She's still got an infection, but right now no signs of cancer. And a lot of people realize, when you go through cancer treatment and they knock out your immune system, these infection things can happen. So they're still working on that. But I'll post a link on the forums so you can go to check her care page. Those of you who ended up sending out all that stuff. I mean, stuff's still arriving, and you can go ahead and stop now. But
you can stop. It's good.
It's like, guys, because
She's
every
going to be
time I got to
like
drive to the
58,
hospital.
and she's going to be getting Nintendogs Volume 20.
Yeah. But she loves it, and you guys really don't even know what a difference you made. I mean, we got stuff from Asia, I got stuff from Europe, I got stuff from Australia. So it just shows you a couple things, that the heart of gamers and the reach that the GamerCast Network has now.
Wow, the Asian sent in stuff?
They still listen?
Yeah, we haven't driven them away yet?
I got one from Canada, okay? But no, there were a couple games that
was
came
a
with
teddy
all
bear,
kinds of
wasn't
foreign writing.
Thanks. I can't possibly play this.
It was really cool. I mean, really, really cool.
Well, that's cool. I'm glad to hear that.
Very cool, very cool. Okay, guys, that's it. I guess that's it.
That's a wrap.
If you haven't learned, if you want to take away one thing from this show,
What, did we lose Bob there?
Yeah, I was like,
Our
wait for the
SoundCloud.
punchline.
mid-rant and I hit my mute button.